This is an Outdoor Elements field note. I recently met up with some turtle researchers in a marsh in Ohio along Lake Erie. We're going to find out about the really interesting research and data that they're collecting about turtles that live in the Great Lakes region.
Hi, so my name is Jake and this is Ian and Julia, and we're out here in Northwest Ohio along the Lake Erie coastal marshes doing some turtle research with The Ohio State University. The Ohio State University is collaborated with the Toledo Zoo and some other partners such as the Division of Wildlife to conduct this research in northern Ohio on the turtle populations. The research is primarily focused towards Blandings turtles, but as you can see here we have a snapping turtle and we catch a lot of painted turtles as well. So our research is focused on measuring lengths and the weights of the turtles. We then individually mark them for recapture at a later date, or at least that's the hope. And from that data, we can monitor them long-term for many years to come, as turtles are a very long-lived species. What Julia is doing to the turtle is she's getting ready to put some notches in the scutes along the side. So what these notches do is they give the turtle an individual code by letter, so we know if we catch this turtle in the future. The tube here is to hold over the turtle's head, so obviously nobody gets bit, because it does not feel good to get bit by one of these things, I can tell you that much. And
so this is a little Dremel tool, kind of like clipping fingernails, isn't it?
Yep, and it doesn't hurt the turtle at all. It is perfectly fine for the turtle, and we'll put 4 little notches in it, and that will give it a individual notch code.
And basically that's how you would identify it if you recaptured it, right?
Yep, absolutely. So the hope is that in 20 years somebody will come back and catch a turtle and be able to see what notch code it has, and then that notch code will correspond to our data that we put down in the data sheet, and you'll be able to determine how much that turtle has grown over that time span.
And basically the other data that you collect will be things like the size, the weight,
the length of the shell, the carapace and plastron, so the top and bottom of the shell, and the weight of the turtle. On Blandings turtles, we take blood samples and do a little bit more with them because that's what the project is focused on. But yeah, in general, we're looking for growth data on the turtle. So here I'm going to show you how to sex a turtle. So if you take the turtle on its back and you stretch out its tail, you look at the cloacal opening, which is here. If that comes past the carapace or the edge of the shell, then that turtle is a male. So as you can see, this one is well past that carapace line, meaning this is a male snapping turtle. The female would be much closer up in here. Her cloacal opening would be here, and her tail would be much thinner. So that's how we can tell this is a male snapping turtle.
Well, at this stop too, we also found a Blandings turtle, and this is what our research is primarily focused on. And when we find one of these, it's really exciting because there aren't in high numbers around in this area, and that's what we're looking to try to uncover. If you look a little closer here, when we try to determine the age of this turtle, similar to a tree, they have rings on the bottom of their plastron. These are formed during their winter dormancy, so they're slow in their fast growth periods, and each year you can tell by counting their rings. And here, this turtle has about 10 annuli on it, so it's probably an educated guess would be somewhere around, this turtle is around 10 or 15 years old.
And one of the ways that we can identify a Blandings turtle is those beautiful spots on the shell, right?
Yep, and the Blanding turtle, its shell, this one's a little young, but the older they get, they have a very domed-shaped carapace, unlike the painted turtles that are primarily a little bit more thin, and the snapping turtles that are a little bit more rugged.
And this one isn't showing it right now, but they have a beautiful yellow neck, right?
Yep.
Now we're going to be putting a pit tag into the Blandings turtle, and this is a great way for us to know if we've caught this turtle in the past, like in the future.
And this is a little bit like a microchip, right?
Yes, it's exactly like what you would put in your dog or cat, and so to make sure you don't lose it. And it's just a little poke, really quick little insertion of this tag, and then it'll be in there for hopefully a long time to come. And then we have our little reader, and it will tell us the exact number, and then we can, in the future, hopefully get some more information on him.
Now, Blandings turtles, the reason you're studying them is they are state endangered in Ohio, is that right?
State threatened,
State
yeah.
threatened in Ohio.
And just like
Okay.
that, it's done easy, 1 second, and it's pretty painless for them. so.
Basically that went in the foot, right? In the leg?
It went right in their like body cavity. So if you take out their leg, they have a little
Oh yeah.
section
Okay.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
very easy.
Okay.
Let me just, there it is, got the number.
Oh,
So
cool.
everything's working.
And because of the pit tag, we've been able to find turtles that we haven't worked on ourselves, but the other people's worked on as far back as 20, 30 years ago, and because of the pit tag, we were able to identify them.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's very
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
All right.
So your great research will actually continue long after you three are done, right?
Yes.
That's really
It's very
exciting.
cool to be a
Very
part
exciting. Awesome.
And so the last thing we do with the Blandings turtles is we take blood, and this is for genetic analysis, so we can determine like the status of relationships between different animals.
And interestingly, the data for the blood sampling is actually gathered or analyzed someplace else, right? You send it away?
Yes, we send it away.
Okay. And I think you told me earlier, actually Purdue University is doing that data, right?
Yes.
Very cool. Thanks to the protection of wetlands like these and this great research, we'll learn more about our native turtles for years to come. Remember, you can find your own outdoor elements when you visit area parks and natural areas. We'll see you soon.